Apple has finally taken its wraps off the iPhone 8, 8 Plus, and 10. And while these phones are pretty cool, they are not exactly perfect. Hey guys, this is Daniel from DLT Reviews, and this is why the iPhone 8 and 10 both suck. So before I start, I'm planning a video on highlighting some of the cool new features of this iPhone, and this video is just going to be pointing out some of the flaws these iPhones have. So please don't misunderstand my intentions. Let's start off with talking about the displays. The iPhone 8 packs a 750p display with a pixel density of 326 pixels per inch, while the iPhone 8 Plus packs a 1080p display with a 401 pixel density. This is pretty bad in today's standards, considering the iPhone starts at $700 and the iPhone 8 Plus starts at $800. Now, Apple has been updating these displays over the years with providing better color accuracy, but it's just really not that noticeable. And yes, they've introduced their True Tone technology onto these displays. Basically, it'll change the white balance when you walk into different rooms with different lighting. That's pretty cool, but it still doesn't make up for the fact that these are still incredibly low resolution displays for the price they're asking for. And you might be thinking that when you're looking at these displays at a normal viewing distance, it shouldn't really have that much of an effect. And yeah, well, that is true. I'm still bummed out that they didn't include a 1440p display on any of their new iPhones, including the iPhone 10, which has a 2436 by 1125 screen, which is a much better display than we've seen from Apple ever before. They call it a Super Retina display. It has 458 pixels per inch, which is pretty good, but it still isn't as good as other phones on the market like the LG V30, LG G6, the Galaxy S8 and S8 Plus, or the Note 10. This phone still doesn't have a display that is up to par with modern day smartphones. Although it does now include an OLED display, which is awesome. I'm really glad that Apple is starting to use OLED displays on their phones. We've seen this on their new MacBooks and their Apple Watches, and to finally see it on the phones is pretty incredible. Especially considering that that phone, the iPhone 10, has no bezels anymore, which is really awesome. Next up is the design. The iPhone 8 and 8 Plus are basically still using the same design introduced from 2014. Yes, they introduced a new design with the iPhone 10, but the iPhone 10 is $1,000, and for people who want to buy the cheaper iPhone 8 and 8 Plus, they're still paying a lot of money because it starts at $700 to $800, and they're basically paying for the same recycled design, aside from the fact that now they're using glass on the back. But it's still basically pretty much the same exact design from the iPhone 6 all the way to the 7. Next up is a pretty small design flaw, but I've still heard a lot of people talking about it, and that is the new camera module of the iPhone 10. Now, there's basically two complaints I have with this. The first is that it's placed vertically. It doesn't really look that good, but that's not such a big deal. The second thing is that it's still a protruding camera, and in today's market, the LG G6, the LG V10, the S8, and the Samsung Galaxy Note 8 all do not have a protruding camera anymore. HTC, Moto, and now Apple basically are the only ones left that have a protruding camera still. Finally, let's talk about the missing fingerprint sensor of the iPhone 10. Now, I have nothing against the cool new gestures they've introduced in place of a home button. It's just that I'm saddened to see the departure of the fingerprint sensor. Apple basically pioneered the revival of fingerprint sensors in smartphones with the 5S, and now it seems dead to them, at least for the iPhone 10. And yeah, the new Face Unlock technology seems pretty promising with all the cool tech they showed off behind it, but remember that this is first-gen technology and it might not be as fast or as accurate as modern-day fingerprint sensors. Well, that's about it for this video, guys. If you liked it, please hit that like button down below and maybe hit the subscribe button along with the notification bell to make sure you don't miss out on any of our future videos. Thank you very much for watching, and I hope to see you, yes you, in our very next video. Peace.